and we've got some of the This Morning family here, and you know she
Dr.
was
Chris has been with her from day one.
Yeah, and the two of you, the longest-serving members of the This Morning team.
We were together on day one, 28 years ago. So I can't believe it. It's very hard actually to talk about it now, and I didn't feel too bothered before. Just let me tell you quickly how she got on the show. The show was created by Diane Nelms, very talented lady, and Diane had been she'd got the show planned, and she was trying to find agony ants, and she was turning them all down. And then she remembered this agony ant from the northeast. Who was it? Get Denise Robertson. So she got Denise Robertson. Denise said, look, I'll do it for a month, but I don't want it after that.
That's so Denise.
And actually, they said to me, you know, I said, look, I'll do it for 3 months till Christmas and then get somebody else. And there we are, both.
And I'll add to that. Diane stole her from the programme that I was working on because she was working with me 30 years ago, 1986-87, on a BBC daytime show called the Open Air. And then this morning launched on ITV and stole Denise from us.
They were
across
smart.
the road for there.
Yeah.
They were smart. They made the right choice there, Sharon, didn't they?
They did, wasn't she? The thing is, we are so lucky that we knew her when we come in here, and I've had 13 years of gin and vice and gossip and friendship. But the thing is, she was everyone's agony aunt. There isn't a single friend that I asked her to help, or a single person that wrote in. She didn't read it. She didn't help, and we've just lost the most wonderful chum. But I'm just so pleased that I had her in my life for so long.
The news is going out. People are reacting all the time. Holly's on her holidays at the moment, and you have just heard what we knew was coming. Holly, how are you?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, no, I found out yesterday, but just hearing you guys talk about it now, it feels so much more real. She was a huge, huge part of the family. When I joined, she welcomed me in with open arms, and it's just been so wonderful listening to stories I've had to tell her and bits of advice backstage. You know, whatever she did on screen, it was the tip of the iceberg, really, because she'd continue to help people and do so much behind the scenes that nobody saw. She was a real fighter for everybody. There was nothing that she wouldn't do. And it's just so sad. It's just so sad.
And it seems so quick to us. It was only 6 weeks ago that we announced it on here that she had cancer, and she put a statement out, and we've had thousands and thousands of emails, and it seems to have come around so quickly, although, as Eamonn said, we were probably expecting it. Doesn't make it any easier, Holly, does it?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, you're right. As soon as we heard the news, you know, you hope and wish that, you know, she's going to be all right. And back in the back of your mind, you're always very worried and very scared, but it never, ever prepares you for a loss like this. Never. It just doesn't. And you still keep thinking she's going to, you know, walk down the corridor. I have photo every time, as like throughout the last few weeks, as I've been walking down the corridor when you come out to the studio, and all of This Morning family faces are there, and, you know, she's there smiling out of her photograph, and you just think, yeah, you'll be back. You'll be back. It won't be the same without you.
Holly, we've got Philip. We've tracked him down. He's on FaceTime now. I think we can link up with him to hear what he has to say about this. Philip, Holly was saying, you know, you expect to come down the corridor and see her, and it is so like a family. You know, the makeup girls are grieving today very, very much, and yet she's not there.
No, this is absolutely heartbreaking. I think that. As Holly said, a number of people have said we were expecting it. We thought it was going to happen when she was diagnosed, and she was so terribly poorly. Obviously, everybody wanted her to be back on the sofa, but I think deep down we all knew that she was never going to make it back. And as I heard Holly say there, you know, because you were expecting it, you don't expect maybe the blow to be so huge. But if Denise was sitting on the sofa opposite me now, you know, she'd be saying, no matter how prepared you are, it always comes as a terrible shock. And she was I remember when I started work at This Morning, she was the person I wanted approval of the most, I think. When Denise said, you know, she welcomed me into the family, and then you do 2 or 3 things with her, and she'd look at you quietly afterwards when you went to a break and say, that was good, that was okay. It was the most incredible feeling that Denise approved. And then you learn more about the woman as a tireless campaigner for the Bubble Foundation in Newcastle, which she got us all involved in. When someone contacted her on this morning, she was quietly behind the scenes, tirelessly, fearlessly work until she got a story that she could put on the telly and help a family or help an individual. I watched her work so much, so closely, and she was. I'm holding my phone up now; my hands are shaking. I watched her work so closely and so carefully and sensitively with people. It's just so sad.
And I found it, Philip, as well, that her advice, just for all the years that we've worked with her, all of us here today, her advice rang true right up until, you know, the last week that she was here with young people as well.
Well, look, Philip, thanks very much indeed. We've got so many tributes to take. Really appreciate you taking time out of your holiday for that.